before we have him on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them right now. They haven't actually changed. They haven't actually.
Hey, everybody
changed.
out there, we are live. We're going to go over Churchill Downs. We're live.
Hey. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on one second. We're going to go live. We're going to give you Rich is here. So we'll start on with Rich. And we're going to add him to the stream. We're going over the Churchill Downs late pick four for Saturday, June 26th. So we're going to break that down for you. We got the Stephen Foster in that one, right? Stephen Foster. And we're going to go through the late pick four for you. And we're going to have a special guest on. And there he is right there. Rich, what's going on, buddy?
Gentlemen? You're down one today?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been down one every Friday now for the last. Sarah just doesn't want to do it anymore, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, no?
Like,
you guys are running her out? It's enough to live with AJ and with Randall and have to do some picks?
It's not the first time a woman's gotten sick of me.
How do you?
I met him over there. She lives with him.
And somehow she got sick of me and just didn't want to do it anymore.
Happens.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, are you on mute over there, Randy?
Probably. He doesn't. Technology is his enemy.
Yes, I was. Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
Too old for technology right now. So, anyway, all right. So we're gonna go with it. Thank you, Tom and Tom. We're gonna go over the late pick four.
Tom
and Tom. Yes.
Oh, he said good luck. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, he's not here. Is Tom on? Should we send him the link? Get him in here.
Hey Bree, what's up? We can if you want. But anyway, let's go through it. So we're gonna go to Churchill Downs, June 26th. Late pick four. Rich, did you get a chance? Is this an exciting card for you?
Oh, it is an exciting card. This pick four is kind of like AJ on the bench, right? In the middle, you just have the bar and you're just stacking plates on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Exactly.
Rich gets it.
Sarah's coming to join us, everybody. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look out.
An unusual appearance on these pick
That's
shows.
Because the beautiful people are here now.
Rich,
what haircut? I'm ready for you guys now.
What do you think of the charlatan retiring?
That would probably bother you, no? Those California horses?
I was a little upset that we're not going to see him anymore.
Well, you know what? He was hurt a lot. What's up, Guillermo? He was hurt a lot before he started running. Apparently, he had like 3 surgeries. I believe I can say this now because he's retired. 3 surgeries before he even started running. I think it was something like that. I mean, this horse was, tough luck horse. Really. But boy, when he ran, he was pretty good.
Especially when he was lubricated.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go through it, guys, so people can watch and they're not cutting it off. The people that are not watching.
What is that hat you're wearing?
It's a Breeders' Cup hat. I was sent to me by a fan of ours.
He gets all.
Why do you get all the fan shit? I legit get nothing.
Because they like us. They don't like you, apparently.
I hate this show.
All right, so let's get into it. All right, so we're going to late pick 4 at Churchill Downs, June 26th. So,
closing day
at Churchill Downs.
Yeah,
I like the new setup here, by the way, with the with the back screen and the scrolling bar underneath. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks familiar.
Evolve or die.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna add Joe to the screen from Away They Joe. There he is.
Oh, Joe, there he is.
Buddy? Oh, hey, what's up?
House.
So, Joe, we are going to do the late pick 4 at Churchill Downs, Saturday, June 26th. You aboard for that? You ready?
Yeah, I did the wrong one. I did today's.
Good.
So I'm gonna
perfect.
Great job, Joe. Thanks a lot for that.
But I was able to manage to crunch in whatever we have left for tomorrow. So.
All right, good. So bonus coverage. Joe's got the pick 4 for today as well. If you're watching,
do it on the fly. That's what Randy does every time we do this.
I like that he has a prison window like me.
I've got the early pick 4 for today.
You guys are the same.
Are you guys like prison neighbors?
Yes, he's my holding cell. We have like a mirror right now. And we're communicating with each other.
You take your pocket out, and does Joe hold it when you walk around?
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Anyway,
I don't know.
Just got canceled on that one.
Oh man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so let's go right into it. So that would start. Sorry, you want to read the races?
Yes. So late pick 4 starts with race 9, which is the Grade 3 Bashford Manor Stake, 6 furlongs on the dirt, $150,000 for 2-year-olds. AJ, would you like to start us off?
Me or the guests?
Well, I don't know.
Usually the guests go first.
Oh, okay.
We gotta give them the choice. That's what we usually do. If they want to go first or.
Well, we'll let Joe go first. He's the most prepared.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Alright,
This is what
I
you get for
guess-
agreeing to come on, though.
So we're doing the pick 4, right? So the first race is the debutante. Is that right? Oh no.
Race 9.
The Bashford.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take the easy way out. I'm going all because it's 2-year-olds, and they all have a chance to win. I've looked at every single one of them. It's throwing a dartboard pretty much. I can't figure it out. There's a lot of these that could win. Even some of these maidens could win. So I think that's what I would pick.
Yeah.
All right.
These 2-year-olds
Yeah, 2-year-olds
are
are-
Easy
a bit
answer.
hard.
Yes, all.
Absolutely. All right, Rich, what about you?
All right. Well, I'm going to start mine off with number 4, Glacial. Won his debut, pulling away from the pack despite getting off to a slow start and then rushed into the race. His numbers and times were probably depressed because of that. So I think that you'll see in a cleaner race some better form, and the numbers will probably go up from there. And I do think starting off, as I mentioned in this, I think you do have to kind of barbell it because in these middle 2 races, you can probably single a horse, Maxfield maybe, and then maybe 2 horses in the following race. But so I'm going to start with 5. So I'm going to start with, as I say, Glacial, and then number 9, Red Run. Won a 70-cent favorite in his debut on the slop, so maybe a little bit better track surface, but it is kind of raining in the Midwest right now pretty heavily, so I wouldn't be surprised if the track is off. His training has been okay since his work, but 17 furlongs of workouts suggest that the horse will be fit and ready to go. And, of course, Steve Asmunis is a top trainer. He knows where to place his horses, scores at about 20, 21% with Invaders. I think Vodka and Water's probably going to take on a lot of money, but this looks like a horse that likes to hang second place. I think in all 3 of its starts, it's a herd mentality horse, right? Just doesn't know how to get to the winner's circle. And the one that probably scares me the most is Lands Down. Tied for the highest last race speed figure, which I like to see for horses stepping up following the maiden win, especially in their debut. And the last couple of workouts since the win were pretty good. So I think this is a horse that'll be ready to go. And for me, the long shot, kind of hard one to read, is Double Thunder. Number 8, ran in a whipless race at Monmouth and won. So without urging. So if you watch those Monmouth races, they look like, I don't know, the horses kind of go all over the place. And most of the time, the horses that get to the front can't stay there, and those horses that come from behind get them. This is a horse that got to the lead, stayed on the lead on its own, so it shows that it has some fight. Maybe some whip right now will actually, some encouragement will get the horse to run even better. So for me, I'm starting out with the 4, the 9, the 1, the 2, and the 8. Just a little bit short of the all button.
Yeah, 2-year-old race. 2-year-old race. I mean, makes sense.
Just a little.
2-year-olds
Yeah. All right.
2-year-olds are tough.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, you want to go?
And life and animal horses.
So you both made really good points that I like. Joe saying the all button because you can make it, if anyone wins this race, it's not going to be like super surprising, like 30-1 to even money favorite. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I do like the 4, like Rich said, Glacial. This is like my nightmare of a race for the most part, because my least favorite thing in the entire world is taking a maiden to a graded stakes race. But this is 2-year-old, so it's a little bit different. He looked to me the most impressive in his maiden races. And that being said, I'm going to include him, and then I'm going to throw in Vodka and Water as well. Who
Personally or in the race?
Well, no, I'll be drinking Vodka and Water while I watch this race, but I'm also going to play Vodka and Water. I like the angle of this horse is second 3 times in a row, and I know you said the herd mentality of maybe you want to stay with the pack. It's only been 3 races, so that doesn't concern me as much. And the fact that this horse has already ran in the stakes race at Churchill, coming back now for the second time, has never, 3 starts, 3 second place finishes. I think this is a perfect opportunity for this horse to finally to grab that win. So vodka and water at 6-1 seems really good to me here. And then I'm going to go super long shot again with the stakes race angle after getting the maiden win. A horse that's training really well. The 11, She's Got Attitude. Graham's on board, who's not doing too bad right now. But again, the horse who's faced a little bit better competition coming back into this grade 3, where a lot of these other horses are just maiden winners, 20-1. I have to take a shot with that. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go 1-4-11.
1-4-11. Okay. All right. 1-4-11 for you. All right. I guess I'll go now. All right. So, the all button, sure, that works. But
Every time.
I'm going. I'm going.
Can't miss. You can't miss with the all button.
I'm going 3 deep. I probably lost before with the all button, but I'm going 3 deep on this one. I like the 2 Lansdowne a lot here. Had trouble changing leads, still won. If the horse can change leads this time, I think this horse could be tough. Was a little overlooked in the first one, but I think this horse can run. Had a little bit of trouble. Like I said, I think it needed that race and ended up winning anyway. So I do like the 2 there. The 4, which Rich talked about a little bit, Glacial. Exactly what you said. Bad break, giant rush. I always love those horses because I think if they break a little bit, they can pick their spot. And I think this horse can pick its spot where it wants to go because, he could possibly rate. I think he could sit off if he needs to. I think that's a horse that can do this. Hard to tell, 2-year-old, but that's what I'm guessing. Cass has huge numbers in second starts and also not a big Lasix. He wins a lot without Lasix. So, that's what's you're going to come down to a lot. Doesn't need them here. And the last one I'm going to do is the 6. Knock Her Down, 20-1. I'll throw out 2 races ago. Shouldn't have probably even run if you watched that. Got loose before the race. Still put him in there, and I didn't like that at all. Looks like this horse needs this distance, needs maybe more distance than this. Good breeding, needs to break a little better, though. Definitely needs to break to get maybe mid-pack. And it's a husband and wife combo. That bothers me a little. You know how that goes. Can't trust any decision maker that gets married. And anyway, no, I'd like that. So I'm going to throw a 6 and a 20-1 there for my bomb. So I'm going 2-4-6 there, but would it surprise me if anybody else wins? No, but I think those 3 have the best chance for me. 2-4-6.
I think Joe had the best picks.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Joe's going to hit this one.
Yes, he'll definitely get off to the start.
The rest of us won't, but Joe will. That's all that matters.
There was one that intrigued me a little bit, and that was the number 7, Whistle While You Mow, because of Mohayman. I don't know if you guys were familiar with Mohayman a couple years ago, the big touted one that was going to win the Kentucky Derby. I think it was Always Dreaming that was supposed to win that or that won that Derby that year. But I just looked at it again, and I don't know. I had this weird feeling that this race it's going to be almost everybody's picking a long shot in this race. That's how wide open this race is. But I'm leaning towards, if I had to pick one, I probably would pick the Mohayman one.
All right. See, we put him on the spot. Now we made a decision.
Peer pressure.
All right, Sarah, go ahead.
Well, I went 3 deep. I went 3 deep here. I'll start off with the 3 here, tapped off, 12-1 with DVD in the irons. This horse, I think, was really intriguing. He barely lost his last race by a head, but he looked really good in that race. He's stretching out an extra furlong. And he's been working out fairly decently over at Keeneland. I just think for the price, it's a really good horse to play here, especially in your pick 4. Obviously, not obviously, but I am taking the 4. I'm not going to say too much because we all kind of, you and Randy and Rich, and spoke quite a bit about Glacial. I think it's a good play. I think it's definitely a horse I don't think you could leave off your ticket. And I also like the 9 here, Red Run at 7-2. His last race ran in the slop, performed very well. breaking his maiden in the slop is always fairly impressive. But I just think between the 2 and the 9, I kind of favored the 9 over the 2 here. So I did 3, 4, 9.
3, 4, 9. All right, let's move on.
All right, let's go on. We got race 10, which is the Grade 2 Wise Stakes. Mile 16th on the turf for $300,000, and this is for 4-year-olds and up. Joe, who do you like here?
So determining on what I wanted to do for the ticket, it was really tough because I didn't know where I could go short. And I think this is the race you could go short because I think you could take on Maxfield as good as he is. I think you could take him on in that next race. But if I were to choose, I would probably single Some Like It Hot Brown. I really like that win at Pimlico where he put everybody off. He was just in front. And then once he took over, no one could catch him. I did like Set Piece's last win. I mean, the Florent Drew never had to pull, like he never had to whip or anything. He was just going by himself, and once he started changing leads, it was over. But I think if Some Like It Hot Brown is up in the pace, and I think the other probably pacemaker would be In Love, those two. And I think some Like It Hot Brown, if he takes over, he's going to be really hard to close in on. The other one, and you're going to see this form line a lot with Vitezen, who was a Golden Gate Fields horse. Ride a Comet is also one, if I were to go wide and do it the other way around where you single Maxfield. I liked Ride a Comet's form right now when he won those 3 races. I think he's going to bounce back in this race too if he were to go that direction. But I'm going to go with Some Like It Hot Brown as a single for me in this race.
All right, because you got to put in some singles when you use all in the first one, right?
You have to finish it single.
Well, I'm not how much money you have, I guess. All right, so Rich, what do you think?
I think it's basically a 2-horse race as well. I think it's between Set Piece and Some Like It Hot Brown, and you're kind of getting a little bit of both worlds. Some Like It Hot Brown will probably be a little closer to the pace, and then Set Piece a little bit farther back in the pack. Set Piece does have the top pedigree for the distance and the surface. 1, 2 in a row at Churchill, and they're getting better. If you look at his fractions, stretched out a little bit, but the early fractions improved last time out. I kind of like that. And Brad Cox, when he does win, he follows up a win with another win at a hefty 28%. So when he re-enlists his horse without a break, they're typically still fit. I think Set Piece will be coming really hard at the end, and they'll be chasing down Some Like It Hot Brown, who ran the top last race speed figure at the distance and the surface. And this is his 3rd start off the bench. The last 2 times Some Like It Hot Brown ran in a 3-race cycle, that 3rd race, round 3, was by far, and I mean by far, the better of the 3. So I think you can just go with those 2 horses. I agree with Joe on Ride a Comet is maybe a 3rd if somebody scratches to add in there. I will note, though, that if the race gets moved off the turf, he's 0 for 3 on dirt. So I would probably just bail on him if the race gets moved.
Well, the weather forecast looks like 90s and dry. So
okay.
It could be good. It's going to rain today, I think, but the weather forecast looks good. So hopefully not. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you're going 1-3, 2-horse race. AJ, what do you got?
Well, I chose between the 1 and the 3 because last weekend early speed held up at Churchill a lot, and Some Like It Hot Brown seems like it's going to be the very early going leader. And so Set Piece 8-5 doesn't entice me as much as the 3 does. So I'm going to include the 3, but I'm not going to single the 3. I'm going to go a little bit deeper because there's a couple horses I like here as well. I do like Field Pass a lot. I feel like Field Pass has ran into the best horses around right now between Smooth Like Straight, Raging Bull, Ride a Comet's in there too. I'm not going to take Ride a Comet. Domestic Spending, Gufo. I feel like it's just had, I think this is a little bit weaker field than what it's typically seen over the course of the past, 12 months. So I'm going to include Field Pass in there as well. And then I'm going to take another shot here with In Love. This is going to be its 5th start overseas, or coming over. Sorry. Has won before at Keeneland, ran a really good race at Churchill in that allowance race, switched to dirt. I throw that one out. And then in its most recent one, just the distance might have been a little bit too much for him. So in love right now, 20-1 seems very high to me. And I'll take a shot there with that one because I just think the odds are too good.
All right. So what were those numbers, AJ?
3, 8, 10.
8, 10. Okay. All right. So I'll go up. All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the 2-horse race, and I want to throw a bomb in there as well. So I don't need to say much about the 1 and the 3. You guys have said enough about them. I do have to say about the 1. He ran a huge number with trouble beginning last race. Maybe just the best horse in the race. Look at this time, definitely looks like it. The 3. The problem with the 3 I have, even though I'm using them, is he rarely strings them together. He takes races off, it seems, and that scares me a little bit with this horse. If it hits, yeah, sure, it'll be a good race with the 1 and the 3. But this horse gets beat, like sometimes just doesn't run, it seems, or just it quits. So that scares me a little bit. That's why that single for you, Joe, would scare me a little just because of that. If he's on his game, yeah, it's a good single. But you just don't know with this horse, it seems. So 1, 3, and I'm going to go with the 5 hierarchy. If you look, this horse at 15-1, I'm going to take him because second off the layoff, which I like, won first time off the layoff, and ran a good number. And I think this distance isn't going to bother this horse, and I just believe it could be a new horse now. Obviously, after that, something happened at Keeneland, took a rest for a while, almost a year, well, like 3/4 of a year, and came back, and now looks like it's come back strong. So I'm going to take a risk with the hierarchy, saying that second off the layoff, this is a new horse, and maybe it can mix it up a little bit. So I'm going with 1, 3, 5 for me.
1, 3, 5. All right. I went too deep. I'm glad, Randy, you brought up about something like Hot Brown. That is something that steered me clear away from some the 3 here. Some like Hot Brown is that he can't string races 2 wins back to back. He hasn't done that since 2019 when he was racing on synthetic. That is the biggest reason why I couldn't pick him in this race. I chose that piece here, the 1. I think this is strong depending on your sequence. I think he could be a single, but I went too deep here. My long shot, which kind of goes a little bit into AJ playing the 10. I did the 6. Kentucky Ghost at 20-1, which beat the 10 in this last race. This horse has been doing fairly well at Tampa and Keeneland and then Churchill. The last race was a $104,000 allowance race at 1 mile and an 1/8. I think he performed pretty great. And I think at 20-1, it's a really great price here to be playing with the favorite here, the set piece. I really think that this horse is peaking in its 4-year-old career. So I'm excited to kind of see how this horse does. He really had a strong duel in that last race, and I think his performance and his win really showed what he can do on the track. So at 20-1, I think it's a really great price. So I just went too deep, 2-6.
All right, 2-6 for Sarah. 2-6 or 1-6? 1-6.
Excuse me, 1-6.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, you got a 51 shot and a 21 shot. Way to go. Throwing it out there. The 2 is going to win now. Wow.
I know. Now that
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Yep.
lock it up.
Yep.
Changing my single to the 2.
just changed everyone's picks.
All right, let's move on.
Let's go to race 11. We got the grade 2 Stephen Foster Stakes, 1 mile and an 1/8 on the dirt, $600,000, 4-year-olds and up. And this is a win, and you're in for the classic. Joe, who do you like here?
Stephen Foster, yeah. Oh, this race this is where I think that if we were to flip it around, if you were going to play like an A and B kind of pick 4 and you could flip them around, if you think you could take Max, I mean, there's nothing much to say about Maxfield. He's a good horse. I mean, he hasn't run out of a placing in all of his races. But I think you want to try to find some value somewhere if you were to get like maybe a 2nd place or a 3rd place horse. So I was looking at a bunch of them. Now, there's one really interesting one in Necker Island. I know this one ran in the Kentucky Derby last year, or was supposed to. I think you did run in the Kentucky Derby last year. he was rested. His last two races, he's first and second. And that I watched that replay of the race where he took the rails 1-1. It was pretty impressive. And I thought that, you know, he's improving. Maybe he can finally. I don't think he's won a graded race. No, he hasn't won a graded race. I think he has. I think he could step it up here. The other three, aside from Maxfield, that I was gonna pick was Silver Dust. Jack Gilligan used to be on that horse, and I know that Jack spoke really highly of Silver Dust when he rode him in Fairgrounds. So, and I know that he has a really good record at Churchill. So I think Silver Dust, I probably would include. Visitant only because he's a Golden Gate horse and he's pretty versatile in every single way you could think he's versatile. He's won on the turf, he's won on the dirt, won on synthetic. He's just that kind of horse that you could see with there's another one, Rombauer. You know, I mean, you saw how Rombauer has done well in the Preakness. So I think if I were to play the pick 4 in this leg, I would probably go 3, 5, 7, or 3, 5, 8, and 9 to take on Maxfield. But I have to include Maxfield because he's just a good horse.
All right. Sounds good. Rich, what do you think?
Well, I don't think you have to say a whole lot about Maxfield. If the horse runs its race, I think he wins. He's 3 for 3 at Churchill. His numbers are that much better than everybody else's numbers in the race. There really isn't much to add. He runs his race, doesn't get tripped, doesn't clip hills, doesn't toss the jockey, doesn't do something stupid. Maxfield is in the classic. And I agree with Joe. My second pick was Necker Island. He's just 3/4 of a length of winning both of his races in 2021 after 9 months in the barn. But what impresses me, and this is something I really like to see, you see some fraction improvement from race 1 to race 2. He had huge fractional improvement last time out. And now he's making his third start off the break. And if you go back and rewind into some other cycles, you'll see that the third race was his best race again. So I like better fractions, good odds, third time off a start, seems to have found his form, Necker Island. So I'm going number 3, Necker Island, number 8, Maxfield. And if you want to, I think, like I said, if Maxfield runs his race, he wins absolute possible single, but that's not telling you anything you don't know. My kid who doesn't follow horse racing would probably single Maxfield.
Yeah, I agree. AJ, who do you like here?
Obviously, Maxfield's on the ticket for obvious reasons. I'm gonna throw one more horse in here, and that's Chess Chief, who's 2 out of 4 in his last 2 starts. His 2 losses out of those 4 races are to Maxfield. Now, both of those were ran at 1 mile and 16th. And when I look back at that Fairgrounds race in the mine shaft, if this horse can be close enough to the front, I know it's a closer, but if he doesn't have to be a deep closer. If he stays close enough, when I look at that mine shaft, if that race had gone a little bit longer, he makes a case for closing on Maxfield. And 12-1, screw it. I'll throw it in there because there's something about this horse I really like because he does seem to run pretty good. First, third. Guess what happens? Maybe this time he gets first. If that's the trend you're looking at. So I'm gonna throw the 1 in with Maxfield as well. So I'm going 1-8.
You're going 1-8. Okay. Easy enough. 1-8. Rich, you have my pick exactly. You almost said exactly what I have written down. And Joe, you also said Necker Island. I have Maxfield, same thing. Would be a single. Let me try to beat him with somebody. And the only one I can think even doing it is Necker Island, just because we don't know what this horse is all about right now. Like Joe said, this horse looks like a different horse. Like I've said that about a couple of them. But, I mean, remember, this horse is 4 now. It could be a stronger horse. I mean, I'm sure it's a stronger horse now. It looks like one. Maybe it's caught up to Maxfield. We really don't know right now. I mean, obviously, with the proofs in the pudding, what Maxfield's done is the stronger horse right now. But who knows? Maybe Necker Island is going to be that horse that's going to be there. So that's the only one I think that has a shot. Silver Dust is just, God, what is he, 8, 7? He's old. I don't trust those old horses all the time, and they always burn me. But, he's just, I think his best days are behind him. it's hard running against 4-year-olds when you're 7, unless you're Whitmore, and then you can do it, or John Henry, or I don't know, another one. But yeah, I mean, it's just it starts to decline at 7. You know,
Yeah.
mine was about 12 when I started declining. I hit my peak at 11, Little League, and it went down.
It's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, very much so.
Rough downhill.
Hell of a little league player he was.
Yeah,
One of the
legend,
best around, I'll tell you.
like that guy Danny Almonte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually
Playing with the
11 when I was
12-year-olds.
Well, when you
you're
get held
18.
when you get held back so many years in school, you're typically older when you play.
Yeah, I was freshman of the year 3 years in a row in my high school. Yeah, so
Parents were so proud.
yeah, so I'm just gonna go. Like you said, Maxfield should win this. Yeah, so but I'm gonna go with the Necker Island, and we're mentioning him a lot, everybody out there. So hope he runs well. We'll look smart. I'm gonna go 3-8.
3-8. Okay. I did nothing exciting. I singled Maxfield here.
It's probably smart.
Yeah.
Good money for sure. Cutting your ticket cost in half.
I just feel, I mean, I agree with what Rich was saying. There'd have to be some kind of silly screw up here for Maxfield not to get the perfect trip. Perfect trip, Maxfield's gone. But you know, as Rich was alluding to, you never know what happens till after the race. But
Doesn't like California, proved he can run off a Lasix. I mean, he's not a bleeder. So good.
Yep. So I just singled him here.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, the last race of the day and of Churchill's meet is the Tepen Stakes, 1 mile on the turf, $150,000. This is for 3-year-old fillies. Joe, who do you like here?
Oh man, I just want to say real quick, Tepen was a really good horse, and I was really honored to see her race at Santa Anita when she was in the at the Breeders' Cup. So I'm glad that she has a race named after her over in Churchill. If I were to pick in this last leg, I actually went 2, and there are 2 long shots. New Boston Commander's Palace, the 10 and the 11. I looked at all the other ones. I think I only see one speed horse, and that is Commander's Palace out of all of them. New Boss I threw in there just because he's had a win at the distance and also on a shorter distance. So if they're flip-flopping him between distances, they're trying to see where this horse could go. And I think New Boss winning it at Fairgrounds looks like he's the way to go here. I think those 2 long shots with Commander's Palace, what intrigued me was Declarations of War's pedigree. Because when I looked at the pedigree, the Declaration of War, Gufo is like one of the horses that you've seen pop up. There was another one, another filly that popped up too, and I forget the name. But the Declarations of War has looked really well. And when I watched the race, her last race at Churchill on the mile, once she got into stride in that final furlong, when she started to hold everybody off with her, when she changed her lead, that's when I thought that, okay, maybe she is stakes ready, especially with the $100,000 maiden. Another one that I looked at, I'm not going to include in the ticket, but I'm probably going to play maybe a win place show just to hedge my other tickets. Since this is Degen Nation, I want to be a total degenerate. And Bullseye Beauty was one that I looked at. So I think that that's another one that I included because it likes Churchill, and it's won a lot of allowance races, or it's been around allowance racing company and been winning. So yeah, I would go those 2 horses, 2 total long shots in the last leg, 10-11.
10-11.
10-11. All right, Rich. Wow, bombs away.
Bombs away. Well, he started with an all. Hopefully he gets a bomb to start it.
Yeah.
Goes to form in the middle, and then bombs away in the end again.
Yeah. It's not a bad, yeah.
Good strategy. I have Town Avenger. Won her debut at was well-bet horse. She recorded the 2nd best debut speed figure. It's something I like to look at for horses who are young. That first race sometimes can be their best race or an indication of who they are. So I like to see that. And she has the best combination of pedigree scores for both the distance and for turf. So I expect that she'll perform very well in her 2nd start. Toby's Heart, again, this is one, if you rewind back to her first race at Churchill Downs, if she repeats that race, this race is over. This race won't be close. She'll make easy work of the field, much like Maxfield will probably make easy work of the Stephen Foster. She missed as the favorite last time in a G3, just a length and a half away. So I think you're going to see her rebound. Trainer Brian Lynch rebounds at 25% with beaten favorites. Toby's Heart. Invincible Gal is my third pick because I'm going to go 4 deep. She has 4 seconds and a win with 6 turf races. And really, if you look at it, isn't all that far away from probably winning 5 of 6. And the lone real out of the character run was in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Phillies Turf. So that was some pretty class company there for sure. And this is her second start as a 3-year-old. Many times horses make big jumps between their 2-year-old campaign and their 3-year-old campaign. So I'm expecting more from Invincible Gal on Saturday afternoon. And then I'll wrap it up with Navratilova. 3 quality starts in 4 races. She does her best work when she's right off the pace instead of chasing the leaders. I expect that Brian Hernandez is going to give her a patient ride, and she does have the late legs to close out the show. So I'm going to go with 1, 4, 8, and 5 to wrap up my late pick 4 at Churchill Downs.
All right. Navratilova out of center court. We didn't see that coming, did we? Yeah. Good use of the word. All right. AJ, what do you got?
No, I'm all over Invincible Gal as well. That line speaks for itself. Rich mentioned I won't go on that. 9-2. Yeah, give that to me all day. I do have a couple higher priced ones that I want to throw in here as well. I am on board with New Boss as well. When you look at the late New Boss who lost to Lady Edith, who's ran well after that. The competition there that this horse has ran against has been second to none. Going a little farther, but I think it shouldn't be a problem. And then the other one is going to be Barista, who was 2 3/4 off of Game's Mission. Game's Mission's gone on to run absolutely incredible the last few races. I think it's won like 3 or 4 in a row. That would have been its 3rd win in a row. That last race they ran together. That's a really good horse, and it's just been racing in competition. I think is second to none really in this field. So at 8-1, another one I have to include in there. So I'm going 1, 10, 12.
All right, 1, 10, 12. All right. We are all over the map, guys, in this one.
Maybe you should have went the all button.
Yeah, right. I'm going with the 4 here. Tyrone Avenger. I like this grinding style. I mean, I know this is tough. 5.5 to a mile. There's something to that. If you watch his last win, he almost seemed like he just had this. He didn't have like another gear. He's one of those horses that just looked strong coming home, got the win, just grinded coming down the stretch. And I think this horse has this distance to go, or he wouldn't be there. And I'm not that impressed by anybody else in this race. And so I'm going to take a shot at a horse that's stretching out for the first time, going to the mile after 5.5 with a win. He broke terrible last time, but he should break. You go a mile. If he comes out like he did this time, he might be near the lead. And if he's got the lungs, he can do it. So I'm going to go with Tyrone Avenger, the 4. And I'm also going to go with the 7 here, Adventuring. I like this turf move. He was eased in his last race, oddly enough. Then Castellano goes on him from Giroux. I don't know if something happened there or anything. Remember, this horse was 3-1 in the Black Eyed Susan.
Mm-hmm.
So, it got eased off. Lost by 42 because it was eased. Looked like something happened, whatever.
Castellano?
Right? Oh, I mean,
Johnny V.
Johnny V. I didn't mean Castellano. Johnny V. But yeah. I think that, are we looking at a horse, talk about a bounce race? The horse got eased. If they didn't run that race, this horse would be one of the favorites, if not the favorite. Going to turf, I like the move. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going 4-7. I'm going 2 deep. Keep my ticket cheap. I'm going 2 deep, 4-7.
All right. I went 2 deep as well. The 1, Invincible Girl, I'm not going to say much about her. I also am on board with the 4. I just think, you know, Rich had a lot of stats he already stated about the 4, or so did Randy. This horse is stretching out, and I just think this distance is going to only benefit this horse. I think this horse is probably more suited for a mile. I mean, there's not too much more to say that hasn't already been said. DVD staying in the irons at 6-1. It's a good play if you're going to be playing with the favorite here. So I did 1-4. Nothing exciting. I didn't go too kind of ballsy here, but
it's like everybody is on the 1 here.
So
I do think the 4 can handle the distance.
Toss the 1.
Toss the 1. Kiss of death.
yeah.
I'm not on the 1. I'm the only one not on the 1. So you might win it. All right. So
I'm not on the 1 either.
Oh,
yeah,
you were. You're 10-11.
He's
yeah.
10-11.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry. So you have a chance with the 1.
Twice.
The 1 is still in play here, guys. We didn't totally destroy that horse.
I'm trying to figure out what we'd have if we all played. We all played the 4 in the first race. Anyway, so and then we all played
by default.
Tyra played the 3 in the next race. Yeah, and everybody played Maxfield. And then we have that race where not everybody played the same. Okay, so Rich, I have you down for 4. Well, actually, be 1, 2, 4, 8, 9, with the 1-3, with the 3, 8, with the 1, 4, 5, 8. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. 100%. Right. Great summertime work.
Yeah, 40. That's a $40 ticket for a 50-cent pick 4. Rich, $40 on you. Joe, with all in the first race, 3 singled in the next, with the 3, 5, 8, 9, with the 10, 11. Correct? That's only a $44 ticket.
Not bad.
With an all up there.
Not bad at all.
Good. AJ, you have 1, 4, 11 with the 3, 8, 10, with the 1, 8, with the 1, 10, 12. Correct?
Yep.
$27 ticket. Sarah's a cheap ticket.
I do.
3, 4, 9 with the 1, 6, with the 8, with the 1, 4. So that's a $6 ticket.
Whew, big spender.
Yeah.
And I have
I'm on a budget.
2, 4, 6 with the 1, 3, 5 with the 3, 8 with the 4, 7. And that's an $18 ticket. So we have every sort of ticket there that anybody can want. And our common ones would be, seems like it's all the chalk, but we all, the Necker Island one, we all kind of took a risk on. Seemed like 3 of us did.
Yeah.
You guys did, yeah. I mean, in the last race, I might just hit the all button. Really, I was not terribly impressed with any of these horses.
It's too late. You can't do that now.
I know.
Late now.
I'm not. I'm
You
just
should have spent $6. So.
Change
saying
now.
Yeah, with your picks, you might be able to like still have
I know, I could, yeah. We're talking $6. I have a little bit of room. But in my B pick 4, you could put the all button at the last leg there.
Yeah, usually when people say, "Oh, I could put the all button in," you went too deep. Like if you went 4 or 5, I could see it. But 2?
No, I mean this last race, I was terribly unimpressed with.
Are you like AJ when AJ was like, either I'm going to single the horse or I'm playing 4 deep without him?
Yeah.
It was his philosophy, guys. If you've heard this before,
I know.
Going to play 4 horses in a race without the one single,
or I'm going to single it. I couldn't decide.
Doesn't make any sense, but that's all right.
I agree with that. You toss out the favorite. They only win 30% of the time anyway. So if you're going to run away from the single, do it like AJ said.
Yep.
Like the Maxfield one. Like just
I think he's got better than a 70% chance to win, though.
Yeah. All right. So that is our pick 4 for Churchill Downs. Before
Wait,
we go,
hold on. Yeah. What was that? Irad or Joel singled in last? Is Yoel running in the last race?
No.
Irad.
He's at Belmont.
Yeah, I read Joel.
Jose is on the 1, Invincible.
Yeah, I was not in that race either.
So you would only be able to single
Irad's
the
still
1.
hurt, right?
No, he's back.
He's back.
No, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back for a week or so now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Just recently back. Yeah.
All right. So before we go though, Rich, you can go first. Tell them where they can follow you and what you're doing right now.
You can follow us at horseracingradar.com. That's where we have all of our stories. We have our videos. We have our picks. We have everything we've done. We've expanded to international picks. Last week we did the Royal Ascot. I was just wonderful at that. And then we're doing the Curragh for the Irish Derby for tomorrow. Saturday, I think 9:45 Central Time. I'm not 100% sure on the time. So Tom and I, he's our international expert. We went over that today on YouTube. It was good fun. I have no idea what's in the programs. I just do the Forrest Gump handicapping, and we'll see what comes out at the box.
No.
And then we're doing a little bit of something new, Sean and I, at Moneyline Madmen. We're talking about sports picks. So you can head over to that.
I was talking about now.
Thank you, Rich. And we have our international expert on with us right now. That's Joe.
Oh, wait, this way.
Well, I don't know if I'm not. I don't know about expert, but there is going to be a big race in South Africa next week, which is the biggest race in South Africa. We also have some big races tonight over in Australia as well. The Tats Tiara and the Eagle Farm Cup, I think. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of international guests that we've had on recently that I still haven't had a chance to do, but you could follow that on Anchor.fm. You can follow my Twitter. It's @AndAwayTheyJoe. And AJ's come on. He's tried his hand on some South African racing, and you can't go wrong with the 10-cent pick threes and pick fours, right?
Yeah. And then he texted me one morning. He's like, "There's a horse named AJ's Captain running," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And it was like I ended up not doing it because I was probably asleep or hungover, and what was it, like 12-1, and he won.
Go figure.
There we go. Yeah.
I always bet the namesake horses.
Yeah, it's always a good angle. The cool names.
Oh yeah.
When in doubt, bet the cool name. That's why everybody took something like a Hop Brown, which is just weird.
Hey, what do we figure out?
It's
The sandwich, yeah, that's right.
Sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Who orders a Hop Brown sandwich?
I don't think I would.
Joe, you better not order a Hot Brown sandwich in San Francisco. I'll tell you that right now.
They have an app where you can find those hot brown sandwiches.
No, not especially not on the hate street. No way.
Joe, what is that like jersey you're wearing?
The Islanders, right?
Yep.
Joe's got the Islanders jersey.
That's my pick for
okay.
tonight.
Game 7. That's
All
why.
I had the Habs all the way, so I have to finish off the bracket with the Islanders, or else I'm screwed.
That'll be the first Canadian team, 40 years or something, to win their own sport.
Yeah, it's like 1993, I think. Yeah, it's been a long time. You guys going to Los Al? Looks like this guy wants to go to Los Al.
I know. Well, we might be going to
They'll
Los Al.
A couple
we might be in
weeks.
Pleasant. Hey, Joe, we might be in Pleasanton next week. We're actually going to be going to Pleasanton.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
Watch
are?
some races there. Yeah. So if you're
Vertical
free or around,
Threats going to Pleasanton.
you can't even say that with a straight face, really.
He's running the sprint
Okay,
stakes.
let me know. I'll
I thought he was going to Los Al.
No one
Couldn't get the race
no
filled.
one would fill with him again. So he's got to get a race before the big.
Oh,
Why
Saturday.
are all these owners such bitches?
I know.
Right.
God.
Well, so he's got to get a race before the
Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
But he's got to ship and come back in 3 weeks. It's going to be tough for him, but he's got to run. He needs a race. And everybody's ducking him.
I'll run
shipped him
against
up
him.
to Pleasanton?
Still me out there.
Yeah, there's a stakes race next weekend.
I think that's great, NTD. Pleasanton looks like
They got a golf course in the infield, though.
yes, they do, and a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Pleasanton is a-
Pleasanton has a really nice OTB too.
Well,
Well,
I'll
you'll
see
have
it
to
there.
take us around. Joe.
Yeah, I think they're flying me up. Out there. So
Yeah.
they're flying me up there.
Oh, they're flying you up?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think I'm like an hour away. Yeah, let me
Well, it's
know.
a work
I'll go down there.
Yeah. Good. You might have to give me a
drink
ride.
beers
You
while
probably
you're
won't rent me a car.
You already got a plane
Oh,
ticket.
my
You got to get your own
goodness.
car.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, everybody out there, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Enjoy the closing weekend of Churchill Downs. Make sure you guys check out both Rich and Joe's podcast. Rich's both podcasts. And, definitely check Joe out. He
And
gets really in deep with a lot of international racing, brings a lot of great insight, and has kind of broken some of us clowns into international racing.
absolutely. And also, DGen Nation just
South
came up with their
Africa.
website, right?
Yes, DGen Nation just launched their new website, so make sure you go and you check that out. Make sure you sign up. They're doing a big event at Monmouth next week on July 3rd.
Yeah.
So make sure you get signed up for that.
Yep.
And they have
Sign
all their
up.
merchandise,
Bring
everything.
your whips.
And stay tuned for our Survivor pool coming up, everybody. Just like last year, we're going to have Del Mar.
Yeah,
Okay?
what you do with them on your
Maybe
personal
we
time
might
is
be
up to
doing Del
you.
Mar and Saratoga.
We might be doing Del Mar and Saratoga.
Bring your
Don't like that.
Just lost it.
Oh, man.
That's very telling.
They are. Yeah, we're working on stuff to. They're going to come out to Del Mar. We're working on some stuff right now. I'll be out there a lot. I have to be out there.
We'll
a
be
lot.
at Del Mar.
But-
That's all you need.
But DGen's coming out to Del Mar. They
At
definitely
least for the
are.
Breeders' Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're
Well,
coming
that
out
too.
before
But
that.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
Del Mar
BP.
starts July 16th. It's the same day the Breeders' Cup tickets go on sale. So make sure you put that date in your calendar if you guys want to try to get tickets for the Breeders' Cup. I'm sure they'll sell
Yeah, and
fairly fast.
we'll try to make Los Alamitos during this meet as well. We'll try to get down there.
Yeah.
Hopefully before the end of the meet because I've never been there and we're making a
Me neither.
move though. We're moving.
We're moving.
week.
We'll be
Oh, you never been there? You never been to Los
No, we
I've never been to Los Al.
never been to
Oddly
Los
enough.
Al.
Oh, man.
Like, do you even watch
Talk about
racing if you haven't been to Los
Nation.
Al?
Apparently not.
I haven't been there either.
Talk about DGen Nation. Oh, my goodness. It's like the dungeon times 50 over there.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
that.
man.
Yeah,
You got to
I
check
did.
out Los Al. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to definitely check out the
It's-
Vessel Club. We've heard a lot of good things about that. And we did hear to
Oh.
make sure you dress up a little bit. Apparently, you got to dress really nice to go to Los
So we'll go to Los
Alamitos.
Al,
So
which will be closer because we're moving to the beach area down there. So we'll be closer to there.
Oh.
So we'll end up down there.
I have a quick funny story about the vessels. We were all like, me and some other friends, we were over there, and then we weren't dressed up, right? Like, we were just going over, and then we wanted to get like a drink. So when we walk in, the lady's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be dressed up." I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, well, then we'll just leave." And she's like, "No." And then she points, and there's like a guy that has like these coats. So we're
Yeah, they
wearing,
got
like,
the-
yeah. Rent-a-coat.
shorts and
Yeah,
all
they
this
got
other
the-
stuff. And they give it, and they give us a coat, and we're like, yeah. These people that walk in the vessels, and they gave us beer. They were just like talking, like all these other people showed up. We were just like, okay, I guess this
So-
is what it's like to be a part of the Vessels Club.
And I reached in the pocket and I got stuck with a needle. Or I found $100 bill.
I would have did like
Oh,
Chris
no.
Farley and got a real small one.
Small one.
Yes.
Fat
That
guy
guy,
and a little
Jack.
coat.
Yep.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. All right.
Although,
so
although
thank you,
one of the
everybody.
seats is
Yeah.
like right at the finish line. Well, I'll
Really?
just say one of the seats is like right at the finish line if you go in there. So like if
You
you
get
were to
run
eat the fancy
Wouldn't you
Vessels
get
food,
wouldn't you
you
get
could
run
have,
over by
like,
the horses?
like right there.
It's on the finish line.
Yes.
Joe, would
Yeah,
you get
Right
run
on
over?
the track.
But it'd be worth the experience.
Oh my goodness gracious.
To get trampled.
That's how you experience the track. You get run over.
You've never watched horse racing if you haven't been trampled.
It's called the Irad Ortiz
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. It's
Um,
like you get
Wow.
He was fine. That's why I said that.
experience what it's like to be
He
a
was
jockey in
fine.
real life.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I was
On
just
that
thinking,
note-
what if Monmouth had? What if? Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
No, you got to say it now. You can't back
Yeah,
off.
No,
yeah,
I was
no,
gonna go
back
for
off.
it.
No, you can't back off now.
no.
Oh my woo.
What
All
if
right.
Monmouth had a day where they could have like they give out whips?
Yeah, they should. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. July 3rd, DGen Nation will be there, possibly handing out
Yeah,
whips.
DGen should do a DGen whip.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There you go, Bree.
And if anything, you can get the
Breeze on. Bree, let's work on
writing
that.
down notes, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
the S&M crew involved in horse racing. If anything,
Boom. We got a whole
right?
new crowd
There you
now.
go.
We got to reach out to the kink community, get them into horse racing.
Yeah. I need a hobby
Oh,
when
dear.
it's daytime. I mean, they're not going to be doing night racing, I'm sure, but
Whips. Yeah, you can't have one if you're a jockey, though. You're not allowed. You can't get the free.
Or at least
whip.
not on the track.
Yeah.
well, this show is ending very well.
I'd show up with like my big Indiana Jones whip.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's funny. Are you saying that, or are you actually having that whip? Which is
multiple of them.
Weird. Yeah, this is true. This is actually a true
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
They're thrown out of Universal Studios for dressing up like Indiana Jones and having a whip.
No, that was Disney. That was
okay,
Disney.
sorry, Disney.
And I didn't get thrown out. It was just very
This is
frowned
probably the best ending of a show ever right now.
Right?
upon.
Well, on that note,
Yeah, let's end it now before we.
Just wait till we talk about Randy's credit debacle after one of these.
Yeah, my lack thereof, no credit.
Or
I
lack
think I'm
thereof.
dead.
Yeah. Randy's been dead for 19 years.
surprise.
Apparently.
I was never born, so that's a good one.
Oh, you were?
No, I was never born. I went to go get a license for something, and they looked me up, in the birth records, and I was never born. It just didn't exist. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
You and Mike Smith are aliens.
Whoa.
Must be, yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness. Well, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Good luck this weekend. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button, as well as that notification bell. You get notified of all the content that not only Triple Clowns are coming out for DGen Nation, but they're putting out content as well. And make sure to go over and subscribe to Rich and Joe's podcast and like them on Twitter as well. So good luck to everybody, and we will see you later.
All right.